Whether you care to admit it or not, everyone loves a good romantic movie. Hollywood has mastered the art of tugging at our heartstrings with swoon-worthy storylines. But sometimes you can get a little tired of the same old boy meets girl love stories. While it's been a long road, and still ongoing, filmmakers have gradually got more confident in showing love stories with gay characters, and the result has been some truly wonderful films. In this list we have painstakingly chosen 10 of the very best gay romance films from around the world. We warn there will be spoilers, and there will be tears, many, many tears. Buckle up, Buttercup, for 10 of the best gay romances on film. Number 10. The 2020 film The Boys in the Band. The impressive cinematography transports viewers back in time to 1968. The carefully crafted sets and costumes conjure an unquestionable feeling of nostalgia for a lost era. In The Boys in the Band, 7 gay friends throw a boozy birthday party, where a party game reveals the deep anxieties and hardships they have faced due to their sexualities. The Boys in the Band was originally a play by Mark Crowley that premiered off-Broadway in 1968, just 1 year before the Stonewall riots. The play was one of the first sympathetic depictions of gay men in a time when homosexuality was largely rejected as taboo. Throughout the movie, the main character Michael, played by Jim Parsons, refers to the Icks. Icks is the phrase Michael coins to describe the day-to-day struggle of being gay. Frustration, anxiety, and guilt. In many ways, The Boys in the Band is about the universality of the ick feeling among gay men, as each gay character lives with the everyday hardships unique to them and living life as a gay man in the 1960s. At the end of the movie, Michael laments, "Show me a happy homosexual and I'll show you a gay corpse. If we could just not hate ourselves so much." The Boys in the Band focuses more on the internalized unhappiness of the gay man than on the external prejudice that was rampant in the 60s. As a result, the core themes of the movie remain true today. Today, being gay is still a struggle for many gay men on an individual level, an experience that many still internalize, despite the social progress that has been made. Complications with friendship, love, self-hatred, and the unshakable feeling of having been dealt a bad hand at life. Burdened and imposed upon with a challenge that can feel impossible to successfully overcome.
Mary, take me home. These queens are crazy.
Damn. This one was heavy AF. Zach is a burdened young man whose dreams of going to art school have been sidelined for family responsibilities while his best friend Gabe lives the high life at college. Juggling caring for his ailing father, parenting his irresponsible sister Jean's son, a low-paid job in a diner, and a rocky relationship with girlfriend Tori, Zach's only escape is surfing. When openly gay Sean returns to town to get over a messy breakup, the two bond over surfing and develop an unexpected romantic relationship. For a start, this film looks and feels so early 2000s, it instantly made us smile and was worth the watch just to see guys in baggy jeans and big clunky belt buckles. Again, the story is equally as pleasing, a reminder that love, and coming out, doesn't always have to be difficult. Of course, not all is rosy for Zach. He does have certain obstacles to overcome, but the heart of the film is how establishing a loving and intimate relationship allows him to come to terms with his own identity and take control of his life. The lead actors have genuine chemistry, and the awkward tension and tentative flirting in the initial stages is spot on and quite endearing. Even the cliched friendly tussle leading to their first kiss seems natural and genuine. You can't help but root for such likable characters, and it's easy to see why these two, very attractive, men fall for each other. Unusually for any romance, we actually get to see real affection on screen. This one was ridiculously adorable. We smiled all the way to the happy ending.
He needs a positive man in his life.
I can't just take whatever I want. You'll never get what you want unless you take it.
Free Fall. This film touches on themes of masculinity, the closet, adultery, bisexuality, and institutionalized homophobia. Mark and Kay are two rookie policemen. Amping up the macho factor another notch, they're training for the riot police. Mark has almost everything going for him. He's in training to be a cop like his older brother and their father before them. He and his girlfriend, Bettina, are expecting a child. The young couple seems to be in love but are not yet married. Mark's parents have bought them the house next door. This is the source of some tension, but there's also something else eating away at Mark. That would be his roommate at the academy, Kay. Kay marches to a different drummer and he gets under Mark's skin. When some roughhousing on the training field lands both of them in hot water, Kay tries to make things up to Mark by being his running coach. Kay seems a bit rebellious for a cop. "Have you ever heard of infiltrating the system?" he asks, while rolling a joint in the woods. Kay gives a shotgun to Mark and their lips accidentally touch. Mark pulls back and now the tension between them is most definitely sexual. This film is intense and sexy. The casting of the two leads is perfect. The ending is unfortunate but understandable. We say Free Fall is very worth the watch. Number 7. Love, Simon. Love, Simon is a smart, funny, and endlessly charming teen comedy in the vein of Mean Girls and Easy A. Fundamentally about friendship, being yourself, and living the life you deserve, this rare and uplifting gay romance deserves to be prized. With a modern soundtrack and a diverse cast, Love, Simon is the kind of movie many people wish they had growing up. In the film, Simon and his friends are seniors, counting down the days until high school is over. But Simon is also counting down until he can go off to college and finally come out, away from his lifelong friends and close, loving family. Complicating all of this is an anonymous post from Blue, another closeted guy at Simon's school. Simon begins emailing Blue, his only gay friend, although there's another gay kid at school, Ethan, but he's femme and flamboyant in a way that makes Simon uncomfortable. What Love, Simon nails is that before coming out, so many gay people live in fantasies. In Love, Simon, Simon fantasizes about various other boys in his life being blue, following each thread until he's left heartbroken by the fact that they aren't who he's looking for. The film is called Love, Simon, and love him we do. Number 6. The Man in the Orange Shirt. The film opens during World War II, as British soldiers face mayhem on the front line. Captain Michael Berryman saves an old classmate, Thomas. Thomas is a talented artist, who paints, among other things, Man in an Orange Shirt, a beautiful portrait of Michael. The two enjoy an idyllic weekend at Michael's rundown family cottage that will ultimately serve as the touchstone and the peak of happiness for them in their lives. Both are critically aware of the country's criminal prosecution of gays. Michael sees no way they can build a life together and feels duty-bound to marry his longtime friend Flora. Much later, while pregnant, Flora chances upon Thomas's love letters to Michael and is devastated. It is a sad and human story of people trying to do their best when the times allow them no good option. Thwarted love is the driving force behind the film, but something else Man in an Orange Shirt does a beautiful job of showing are the consequences of repression for all during a time of utter upheaval. This film is a winner because it combines all of our favorite things: British men, military men, emotionally damaged men. Men. Number 5. The Blonde One. For anyone who still believes that one's approach to his sexuality and romantic inclinations remains something personal, idiosyncratic, and complex, should find much to admire and relate to in this tender and hypnotic drama from Argentina, The Blonde One. Gabriel and Juan are co-workers and new roommates who, after many furtive, and not so furtive, glances become cohabitants with benefits. Soon, however, the quiet, and, yes, blonde, Gabriel, a soulful, discreetly gay-identifying widower with a sweet young daughter, falls for the more untethered, apparently bisexual Juan, who, let's just say, likes to keep his options open. "Don't make me explain myself like you were my girlfriend," Juan warns the needier Gabriel in a rare moment of verbal candor. How Gabriel works his way through his deepening love, and perhaps misplaced expectations, for the enticing if often elusive Juan forms the heart of this stirring and very sexy film. It's one that relies more on heartfelt gazes, observations, and internalized emotion than on deep-dive dialogue or psychological deconstruction.
What you looking at me like that for? What, man? Come on, you just drove down here? Yeah.
Number 4. Moonlight. A literal coming-of-age story, chronicling the journey of a young, gay black man named Chiron into adulthood amidst the rougher parts of Miami. Chiron's story is told in 3 sections with a different actor playing the titular character in each. There is tragedy at the heart of Moonlight, and the film is not an easy watch at times. Partly because it delves so deeply into its protagonist's haunted psyche. The movie's final chapter, where viewers see the man who Chiron becomes in his reunion with his childhood friend, feels like an utter surprise when it begins. But after 20 minutes with the characters, it's clear why they ended up where they did. This cohesiveness is a remarkable achievement for a film that compresses a life story into 3 episodic segments, each running about 40 minutes. The near unbearable heartbreak you feel at the end of the film is hard to describe. The sadness of Chiron's life and the self-imposed emptiness stays with you for a long time after the film ends.
You? Who is you, man? I ain't seen you in like a decade. It's not what I expected. What did you expect?
Girl, this one left me next level shook. Still though. Damn.
ذكر المحامي النغنوش
ويتك يا مصطفى.
عشنتي سأل عنك
عن جد.
طفلك كيف بيحمر خدوده.
Number 3. Out in the Dark. This suspenseful love story takes viewers in so many different directions that it's hard, at times, to catch your breath. Out in the Dark isn't a political film by any stretch, but the intrigue and prejudices of the Arab-Israeli conflict certainly add fuel to the traditional forbidden love story. Handsome Palestinian student, Nimr sees no future in the impoverished West Bank and dreams of a brighter future. But those dreams get complicated when he falls in love with an Israeli lawyer, Roy, and you can probably guess how both of their families might feel about this relationship. Out in the Dark is superbly crafted. Moody and tense. It helps that the chemistry between Nimr and Roy is electric. We quickly buy into their desire to be a couple and fear for them when the danger mounts. The ending is frustrating because it is epic. A choice is made. A sacrifice and their results left up to the viewers to decide.
מסתובב חופשי בתל אביב.
חוץ ממך לא נשאר לי פה כלום. תעזור לי.
עד כמה אתה באמת מכיר אותו? מה אתה מנסה להגיד? אתה לא יכול לשכוח איפה אתה חי.
God help me now. Top 3 and my chest be feelin' tight. My emotional camelback can't take it. Jesus.
Come on. That's it.
34, 5, 85, 85, 6, 87, 87, 88, 88, 88, 88.
Number 2. God's Own Country. God's Own Country may just be the most marvelous and tenderly told film we have ever seen. A love story will always be that universal undercurrent that brings a sense of shared experience, of feeling, or having felt, just like that in our own lives. 20-something farmer's son Johnny is the center of the film. His daily life is little more than a daily existence, as stark as the area in which he resides. Since his father's stroke, he has become solely responsible for running and maintaining the farm. From the time he wakes up, he works, drinks, sleeps, and repeat. The only connections he has in his life are with his ailing father, frowning grandmother, and brief sexual encounters. Everything changes when Romanian farmhand Gheorghe comes to help out for the season. His arrival and relationship with Johnny becomes momentous, slow, internal, building right before our eyes and just as it does in real life. When we meet someone new, we don't always know how important they will become to us. God's Own Country isn't a coming-out movie. It doesn't focus on issues of acceptance of sexuality, from selves or from others. Nor is it a story about love against the odds. This film is about self-realization, self-acceptance, and choices. The choice to leave everyone and everything that feels comfortable and instead choosing to follow our hearts. To allow ourselves to love and allow ourselves to be loved. Holy hell. Girl. I can't take it. I'm destroyed. This one destroyed me to the fullest. Don't even come at me with no more. My heart ain't coming back from it. And finally, our number 1 choice for the most heartbreaking gay romance in film. Brokeback Mountain.
Well, since we're gonna be working together, I reckon it's time we start drinking together.
Love, briefly indulged and long inhibited, Brokeback is the story of Ennis Del Mar and Jack Twist. And the epic tragedy that will destroy you to the emotional core. Outside the rancher's office where the 2 cowboys wait to hear about work. Ennis, slumping shyly behind his cowboy hat, Jack leaning against his truck with an almost brazen friendliness, we are introduced to the 2 men whose lives span the length of the film, and the sadness of their love's denial. The storyline is pulled forward by a palpable and excruciating feeling of yearning. This is about more than sexual desire. Their story reveals the pain of hidden and split identities. These characters are incarnating the basic human needs for wholeness, fulfillment, and a true love who accepts them as they really are. And yet, if not sufficiently traumatized, we find ourselves emotionally engaged with the reactions of the people around Jack and Ennis, who mirror the hatred, fear, ambivalence, lack of understanding, and mystery still surrounding homosexual relationships in our culture. We can't help but put ourselves into this story, and most viewers, we suspect, will identify with more than one character. Brokeback Mountain is a love story that will evoke your compassion as you confront the deep ache of separation at the center of the story. It is also a cry for justice and acceptance of these lovers forced to keep secret an essential element of who they are through the long and lonely years. It was once asked, "How do I open my heart?" And the reply was, "Usually, it's broken open." This film will break your heart. And open it. Stop, girl, stop. I'm dead now. Fully dead. Have you ever had a paranormal experience? Well, you have now, 'cause I'm dead and you talking to me. This was too much. Too damn much. The shirt on the hanger was too damn much. Hell atop a mountain, I ain't getting no sleep tonight. Damn. Well, that's our list of the 10 best gay romances in film. Be sure to subscribe to this channel.